Hello everyone, my name is Igor. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be modifying my stock hood on my Nissan 350Z. Okay, so what I'm gonna do with the hood and why. The main reason I want to do any work to it is because I want to add some vents, so I'll have better cooling of the radiators, and I want to cool down the engine bay altogether. So what I did is I got myself a vent like this off of the eBay, and right now I'm gonna have to cut the hood to fit it, and I'm gonna mold it, and then we're gonna re-wrap the hood so it looks good, and that's gonna be it. So stay tuned. So vent which I got is made out of the fiberglass. Quality of the vent is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it, and also size wise I think it's just perfect for what I'm trying to do. So my plan of the attack will be I'm gonna have to place the vent where I think it looks the best. Then I'm gonna measure from everywhere, make sure it's straight and exactly where it needs to be. Then I'll drill some holes and start cutting the hood. Most likely what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to fit it from underneath. So I'm gonna cut the outer layer of the hood. There is also a lot of reinforcements on the bottom of the hood, so that would have to be cut out as well. And another thing I wanted to do, so there is two body lines on the hood which go along the hood, but since vent is gonna interrupt them, my plan is to make them flat. And how I'm gonna do that, at least that's what I think right now, I'm gonna cut along this line, and then I'm gonna lift up this material, and I'm probably gonna tack weld or something like that, and then bond over it so it will be nice and flat. That's the plan, at least right now. But yeah, so I'm gonna place the vent where I think it will look the best first, mark the lines, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so the first thing I did is I've marked out the straight lines on the hood. That way I can measure exactly the placement of the vent, because hood is pretty tricky to measure without the reference points. So that's pretty much what I did. I just made the straight lines, and right now I can measure off of them, and I've made sure they're straight according to in relation to the hood itself. So the distances everywhere I can double check are the same within the millimeter, so that's pretty good. So I've also made the center line, so it should be relatively easy to center the vent in relation to the hood. Okay, so I've marked the rough area which needs to be cut out. So the edges of the vent, will come out right here, but I gave myself a little bit of room for movement. So area in the middle, that's what I'm gonna cut out, and then I'm gonna trim if needed to fit it exactly. And right now I'm just gonna remove the hood. I'll go into the shop in a shade and I'll cut it out over there. All right, so I've marked out what I need to cut out. I've also made those little arrows because it's pretty messy and could be hard to understand where to cut when I'm gonna have the end grinder in my hands. So yeah, the next step is just to cut it out. Okay, so I've drilled the holes in the corners, so it's gonna be easier to start and finish the cuts. And right now I'm just gonna cut it. Okay, so I just did a cut, came out pretty good. So I'm just gonna try to pop it off and see if I need to cut it a little more to get rid of the reinforcements at all, or we'll see right now. So outer skin popped off over there. right now I'm just gonna cut the reinforcements out, and I'll start fitting the vent itself. Alright, so I just finished cutting out the reinforcements. Now I have a big hole in the hood, and right now I'm gonna start fitting the vent itself. Okay, so I'm started fitting the vent itself. The first issue I have is the vent itself is straight and the hood is curved. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna drill a few pilot holes, and then I'm gonna put the self-tappers through, and I'm gonna put it on the sun so it gets nice and warm, and hopefully it will flex a little more and take the shape of the hood. Okay, so another challenge I have is on the vent itself. It has the lips on the sides and front, but on the back, this surface is meant to be flush with the surface of the hood itself. And the way I've cut it, it overlaps, and because of it, I cannot dip it down on the sides. So what I've decided to do, I'm just gonna cut the vent itself through together with the hood, so there'll be one universal line. And to make sure that vent won't move anywhere, I've drilled some pilot holes and put some self-tappers for now. And yeah, so I'm gonna cut this right now, and hopefully that will be that for cutting. Mid-project motivation, just put it on to see how it's gonna look like. It's gonna look pretty good, pretty aggressive, and a lot of other changes to the car are coming as well, which I'm gonna show you guys in another video. But yeah. Okay, so as you can see, I removed the wrap, and also I made that cut. So right now, this is how it looks. I have a little gap over there. So the plan is I'm gonna glue some reinforcements from the bottom, so it's gonna be flush with this surface. And then I'm gonna put some fiberglass over it, so it's gonna become one solid piece. Same idea over here. I'm probably just gonna do fiberglass reinforcements from top and the bottom. And right here, I most likely gonna trim the edge a little bit shorter, and that's gonna be it. And regarding those pieces, so I've decided not to spend time cutting it and bending it up and then tack welding it and molding it all together, because it's gonna take just way too much time, and there is high chance that I'm gonna mess up the surface. So most likely I'm just gonna put some fiberglass over it, so it's just gonna be flush, and that's that. Okay, so what I did on the bottom of the hood, I cut up the pieces of the hood to glue them in, so they hold the vent in place when I'm gonna be reinforcing it with the fiberglass on top, so the vent itself will stay in place and be solid. I removed the self-tappers, and I've put in the rivets because they're smaller and they'll be easier to mold with the fiberglass. So that's how it looks right now. There is those reinforcements from the bottom, so the vent will be a little bit more flush, and right now I'm gonna fiberglass it over so it will be solid. And I am thinking about cutting this edge a little bit because it lifts up, so it will be easier, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that just yet. I've added a few more rivets, and I've also sanded it down a little bit so the edges are not sticking out as much. And right now I'm just gonna start fiberglassing over it. Okay, so I've started fiberglassing over. This is how it looks, just one layer of the fiberglass cloth and the resin. So right now we're just gonna cut a few more strips, and I'm go around, and I'm probably gonna do 2 or 3 layers on every seam. Okay, so I'm finishing up for the day. This is how it looks so far. It doesn't look pretty, but I think it's gonna come out pretty good. I did 2 layers of the fiberglass on each seam, and then put some resin with the hardener over it. So I think it's gonna come out good. And then these, I've decided I'm just gonna fill those with the fiberglass Banda. I think that's gonna be the easiest and the best way to do it, considering the time and effort. And yeah, so that's that. All right, so it's another day, and right now it's fully cured, and I already started sanding. So the plan is I'm gonna use the sanding machine and also the block with the harder grit sandpaper, and I'm just gonna smooth it out as much as I can. To the point where I can already use the Banda to fill in all of the imperfections. But yeah, so that's the plan. About an hour of sanding, and this is how it looks right now. It's somewhat flat. I've blocked it with the 80 grit sandpaper, and right now I'm gonna go pick up some fiberglass filler, the Banda, and I'm gonna fill these body lines in. Same over here, and also I'm gonna make all of this edges flat, and it should be good to go. I rubbed through in a few areas, but it should be fine. I think the Banda will cover it, no problem. So yeah, this is the look so far, and yep. Okay, so I'm done with sanding the fiberglass, and right now I'm just gonna put Banda over the seams and also over these body lines and those on the back. So this is what I got for Banda. Right now I'm gonna mix it with the hardener, and I'm gonna apply it over there. Okay, so I just finished applying Banda. It doesn't look pretty, obviously, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I think it's gonna come out pretty good. So I'm just gonna let it cure overnight, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna sand it down. Okay, so I don't know what day of me working on this hood it is right now, but that's just another day, and I'm gonna show you where I left it off and what I'm gonna do right now. Okay, so this is how hood looks right now. As you previously saw, I fiberglassed it in, and I've also used the fiberglass Banda to mold it all in so it looks nice. I've sanded to this stage, general shape, somewhat how I want it, but there is some few areas I still need to fill in with the Banda. That's what I'm gonna do right now. So this body line, as you saw, not fully covered, so I'm gonna have to add some more over here, add some more over here. Also on these edges I want to make one smooth line across, and to do that I'm gonna have to fill it in a little bit more. Also some low spots along the seam. I'm probably gonna sand it more a little bit before I'm gonna fill it in, but yeah, so that's the area where I'm gonna fill it in the most. And also over here, as you can see, is about the level how it's probably gonna end up, but there is some low spots which needs to be filled in, so that's what can happen. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now. Just sand it more, fill it in, let it cure, sand it more, and then I'm gonna primer it. So yep, that's that. But this is how it looks after I've applied additional Banda. I think I did okay. I might have missed a few spots as always, but we'll find out when I'll start sanding. So right now I'm just gonna let it cure. Okay, so this is how it came out after me applying Banda second time. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the shape. The only thing I have to do before I'm gonna primer it is there is still some low spots, like right here. There is a lot of this small pinholes everywhere, so I'm gonna try to fill all of them up. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. Third round of applying Banda. Okay, so I think this is it for sanding the Banda. I filled up all of the imperfections which I saw. There might be still a few pinholes, but nothing major. So here is how it looks right now. And next I'm gonna put the primer filler on it. I'm sorry, 1 can of primer is not really enough to cover the whole hood, but it works for now. It looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna let it cure, then I'm gonna sand it a little more. And this is primer filler. So hopefully it's gonna fill up all of the pinholes and small imperfections, and that will be it. Okay, so the primer hardened, and also what I did after that is I went through pretty much the whole hood with 200 grit sandpaper just to smooth it out a little bit, and it looks great. So I think I'm somewhat done on the top of the hood. There is a little bit of more work I have to do on the bottom. I'm gonna show you right now, but this is how it came out from the top. I'm pretty happy with the result. It looks uniform, like the proper hood, vented hood like this should look. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. And next stage for this surface will be just to get it wrapped. And let me flip the hood around and I'll show you what I want to do on the bottom. Okay, so what I want to do from this end is I want to add some fiberglass reinforcements right here on the back and over there on the front. And I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with the sides yet, but I just want to make it a little bit extra strong just in case. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Before I've proceeded with applying some fiberglass on the bottom, I just wanted to place the hood on the car just to see how it looks. And oh my god, you guys, it looks amazing. Just look at this, it's pretty aggressive. The vent is exactly where I wanted it to be, and it looks pretty good, especially with those new Kansai wheels. It's gonna look baller. Don't mind the mess in the background. So before I'm gonna apply fiberglass onto the bottom of the hood, I want to scuff off the surfaces where the epoxy will be touching the metal, so it sticks better. So there will be mechanical bonds, and yeah, so that's what I'll do. I have 80 grit sandpaper. I'm just gonna scuff it out real quick, and I'm gonna lay the fiberglass. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the hood on the sun for a little bit until the fiberglass and epoxy cures and hardens, but I don't know if it's gonna do much, but I just wanted to do it for the peace of mind. No wind will get in between the vent and the hood and make any cracks or anything like that, and I just wanted to make it quite a bit stronger just to make sure, but I didn't think that was necessary, but I've done it anyway. So yeah, that's that. Alrighty guys, so that was it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please hit that like button for me and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned.